had picked up Keeping Two at the library yesterday. This was a book that I had wanted to read before. It was on my list of books to pick up. And if I would have read this last year, this would have made my list of my favorite comics of 2022. I started reading this book and I could not put it down. And I read it in one sitting, which is something that I never do. This is just a wonderfully crafted graphic novel. And I've become a Jordan Crane fan. So let me talk about it a little bit. The story is generally about this couple who come back from a trip. There's nothing in the house to eat. There's a bunch of dirty dishes. So she decides, okay, I'm going to go out and I'll get food, but can you clean up the dishes and clean up the house? And they love each other, but like a lot of couples, they bicker about dumb stuff. And as the story progresses, she's taking a long time grocery shopping. And so he's worried. So he eventually starts thinking the worst, that she's either been violently assaulted, she's been robbed or mugged. And so he starts going out looking for her. And nothing's happened to her. She just took a long time because she was going to different stores. And the events that happen here that unfold drive the story. And at the same time as this story is unfolding, they're reading a novel that features these two characters who have black hair. And their story, in a lot of ways, parallels the story of our main actors. And it's a book that kind of just pulled me in slowly, and it got me really into it. And I just kept wanting to read because I wanted to see how it ended and what happened to the characters. This book deals with love. It deals with appreciating what you have. It deals with the loss of, via death of loved ones. It deals with a lot of things that people in relationships go through. And it's just a phenomenal book. The writing is great. I love the cartooning. I love the choice of colors. There's either this darker green or this lighter shade of green, white and black. And I love the little devices here. For instance, if you're talking about what's going on in current time, it has these black borders. But if you're talking about a flashback, or if you're talking about what's going on in the novel, you have these squiggly lines here without the black. Just it separates from the color of the page. And there's some time shifting that goes on, but nothing too crazy. And I don't want to get into it too much because I don't want to spoil the end. But it's a really wonderful book. And as the book progresses and goes on, the art gets a little bit more bolder. And I love this little night scene here. And scene where he's underwater, of the couple in the novel. And just to the point where you have, and if you know the context of this, is even more lovely than what it looks like here. This is just great cartooning and great art and a great graphic novel. And it really teaches the lesson of appreciating the love that you have when you have love, and really appreciating it. Because sometimes the fear of that, you don't really realize how good you have it until you worry about it being gone. As I said, this is a great book. I recommend it highly to anyone. I think you will not be disappointed. And that's it. This gets 2 thumbs up from me. Thanks.